Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Kira with Follow Your Arrow Tarot, and I'm back with another monthly intuitive and tarot card reading for the sign of Virgo for May 2019. But before I get started, I do have a few channel announcements. If you are new, welcome to my channel and thank you for coming. If you are somebody who's returning, thank you so much for your love and support and coming back. I really appreciate the loyalty. First things first is, if you don't already know this, just for your information, I do post the intuitive and tarot card readings for all Zodiac signs once a month, and I post them, I create them and post them in the order to which the previous month had the most views. So for example, I'm doing all the videos for May right now, and so I'm looking at who had the most views in April. So the top 3 views for April were Leo, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. And so I'm going down my list, and Virgo, you were 5th with 330 views. Thank you so much for your love and support. You're close to the top. Hopefully you guys can get yourselves to the top 3. So just make sure to share this video with other Virgos or people who you know like to cross-watch for Virgos, or just share it just because you want to be kind to the channel, okay? So there's the information on that. And I apologize, my videos, the wording is inverted. I do have an old setup, so bear with me with my equipment. Second announcement that I have is, and all this information is in the description box below, but I am currently doing contests for free private and personal readings with myself, because I have the goal of expanding my channel and getting more subscribers, so I can share more messages with Spirit. So that's just one of my personal goals. So in order to do that, I really super duper need your help. So there's 2 ways to enter my contest. The first way is to subscribe. It's easy. It gets you 1 contest entry. The second way is by leaving thoughtful and positive comments on any of my channel videos, past and present. So for example, if you leave 5 separate positive and thoughtful comments on any of my videos, that will give you 5 separate entries. So with 5 comments in a subscription, that gets you 6 entries and increases your probability that your name will be drawn. Okay, I'm doing it incrementally right now. So I just got done posting my 400 subscriber contest video. And so my next goal is 500. So if you can please support me in reaching my channel goals, I will be greatly appreciative. Okay. Third announcement, it is May, and so May, Mother's Day is coming up. So I do have a deal going on. It's a buy one, get one free 1-hour private reading. The thought behind that is if you purchase a 1-hour reading for yourself, you can give one to your mom for free. So what a lovely gift. All that information is in the description box below. All right, so let's get right into it. I do want to just do a quick side note shout out. I'm not going to name names, but I did have a viewer who seemed to not be very pleased with the fact that I shuffle my cards throughout my intuitive reading. But I just want to tell everybody that every reader kind of has a process to which they do their readings, and everything's different. Some people, just go straight to the tarot read. Some people just do things differently. It's kind of everyone's unique style, comfortability, and how they best connect with Spirit. For me, I personally love to do my videos. I like to start with the intuitive reading to communicate messages that I receive from Spirit. When I was meditating on your sign before I did your reading, I also like to give you information. If you know anything about Sagittarians, I'm a Sagittarius sun sign. I love learning. I love education. I love research and reading and sharing knowledge. That's just something that's very particular about my sign. So along with my intuitive reading, I also like to give you information regarding your planetary alignments for that month as well. So if you're really not into the intuitive reading or the information regarding the planets in your sign for that month, feel free to fast forward through the video. Also, I would like to shout out to my viewers who return a lot. If you would be so kind to timestamp, the readings for me in case I forget to do that. or it takes me a little bit of time to edit my videos and put those timestamps in there. If you could just be so kind and to throw those up for yourself and for fellow viewers, I would greatly appreciate that as well. And hey, I'll throw in an extra entry into the contests for your kindness, okay? So feel free, if you're not into the intuitive or the planet information, just skip right to the tarot reading, which doesn't take much effort. You just kind of scroll forward and kind of find where it starts. So it takes about 5 to 10 seconds of your time. Okay? All right, so I'm going to shuffle my cards because I find when I shuffle my deck as I'm talking, I can connect better and I can focus more. And I just kind of like the feelings of the cards. I don't like to just sit here stoic and talk. Okay, that's just kind of my style. Again, not every reader is going to resonate with you or make a connection with you. Thank goodness that YouTube allows us to share our knowledge and our gifts with the world, and there's numerous tarot readers. So if I don't meet your fancy, there's probably 100 more that possibly will. So again, I'm going to get started. That's my spiel. And thank you for listening to that if you've been watching the whole time. All right, so first I'm going to start off with a Virgo, your May 2019 intuitive and planet alignment informational reading, okay? So when I was connecting with your sign, I did get several images. And the first one I got was, and I'm not sure, you could be, many of you Virgos, I think, are kind of, you really like Oriental aesthetics. You may be the type who's very into Zen or Feng Shui. You may be a Virgo who has, a tattoo of Oriental scripture on yourself, or, you have things in your house that are Oriental, because I got an image of like cherry blossoms, like red, the red and pink, and kind of being in an Oriental garden with a red small bridge when I was connecting with your sign at first. And I felt so serene, so content and calm. And I felt just this warm feeling of love. Like I just saw tons of reds, fuchsias, pinks. And I just felt like, even though the vision was, just one person being there, I felt as though if I kept taking the adventure further, I'm going to come across somebody who I have feelings for. That's the emotion and visual picture I got for you, Virgo, for May when I first connected with your sign. And it's interesting, when I saw the red bridge, I got the feeling of like balance, like, finding balance, almost like a teeter-totter, kind of like I wanted to be in the center of the bridge. So my way of interpreting this from Spirit is, I think this month for Virgo, if you haven't already started wanting to do this or been thinking of this, it's going to happen in the month of May for you. But I feel as though you're trying to find a balance in regards to your views, values, and beliefs regarding relationships and love. I think you're more open to the idea of really taking a closer look at your current relationships, or what your future relationships may look and feel like, okay? I think Virgos, you tend to be people who are very optimistic and idealistic when it comes to relationships and love. You really see the best in people, and you want to give everyone a benefit of doubt. And I think sometimes people, and I've said this probably in other videos for Virgo, tend to take advantage of your kindness and your love and your patience and everything, because you have kind of this almost a utopian, idealistic view of love and relationships and how it should be. And I think that the picture of the Oriental garden is how the emotion and the visual is like how love should feel and smell and sound like and see. That's kind of like my visual for how a Virgo feels a relationship or love should meet all the senses, if that makes sense. So I think right now you're trying, especially with that red bridge right in the center of that vision, it really stuck out to me And I feel it's you trying to figure out or starting to figure out how to balance your idealistic ideas of love and relationships with a more practical way of looking at things, which is good because you're kind of bringing in that earth energy that you have of practicality and pragmatism, okay? Also, for some of you too, that vision is a very sacred, spiritual type environment to me and to many other people. So to me, that could also be interpreted as Virgos are going to go through much spiritual development and growth and spiritual adventure, and that you're blossoming, okay? That you're budding, that you kind of see life from a glass half full perspective. And again, this is a general reading, so it's for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascending, and Venus, but not all the messages may resonate with you. So for some of you Virgos, I think you're really starting to blossom and open up when it comes to love and relationships. Maybe you're a Virgo who's not really ever dated or been in a long-term committed relationship, and you've been a little bit slow to grow in that aspect of your life. But I think now you're a little bit more willing, and it's like you're blossoming and sharing yourself a little bit more with the world and the people around you. As for planetary information for Virgo for May, the beginning of the month, so the 1st through the 3rd, Mercury, your ruling planet, will be in Aries, which is a fire sign in your 8th house of death and rebirth. So at the beginning of the month, it's going to be a little bit of an intense, you've got this fire energy with Mercury, but then you've got this 8th house of death and rebirth, which is Scorpio. So it's almost like the extremes. It's like really hot and really watery and emotional, jam-packed together. And then that is going to square with Saturn in Capricorn, a more earthly energy in your 5th house of creativity and good fortune. So you've got a little bit of fire, a little bit of earth, and a little bit of water all there, boom, right at the beginning of the month. And so, and right now it's important to note that Pluto and Saturn are also in retrograde. So I feel, I also got another image or feeling for Virgo. When I was reading about this, I saw a vision of you in a plane. You're not flying it, but then I kind of like could see the top of the plane for a second, and then I was back into the plane. In the top, I kept seeing the wings going like this. It wasn't horrible weather, which is really wonderful, but it was like this, and then it stopped. And then when I was inside the plane in channeling, with Virgo, I kept hearing like, the sound, everyone put your seatbelts on and buckle down. There's a little bit of turbulence. And then like literally 30 seconds later, they're like, everything's fine, so, like, just kidding, like Mayday, just kidding. So I feel like, the beginning month energy for you, Virgo, you may have brief turbulence into any aspect of your life. And so I think for some of you, you're going to recorrect something quickly, like you're going to have an unexpected delay or turbulence in something, and you're going to quickly recover from that. Or it could be Spirit telling you to be cognizant, and when you do have turbulence, it's going to be important for you to make quick decisions and quick actions, especially with the fire energy and Mercury with Aries, to make quick action, fast, speedy corrections. But I'm also hearing don't overcorrect. It's like someone who's in a car crash. They veer to get out of the way, and they veer just enough to miss it. But if you overcorrect, you're going to roll, okay? For some of you, when I was in the plane and I kept hearing like, Mayday, Mayday, just kidding, I like actually think some of you Virgos may like play around with people, and they may like misinterpret your humor, and you're like, just like, I could hear you saying a lot. Like you may say this a lot to people in general, but you're always, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like when you say something funny and people are like, what'd you mean by that? Like I could hear you be like, oh, I'm just kidding. So, one vision, one message, but could be interpreted a few different ways. We just had a new moon in Taurus on the 4th of May in your 9th house of higher mind. I'm actually recording your video on May 7th. So that was a few days ago. And so with that new moon, you kind of come out of that temporary turbulence. And then you go right into higher mind, new moon in Taurus, earth energy. You go into really important, deep thought and contemplation. You're really thinking about things this month. A lot of you are having spiritual breakthroughs that started at the beginning of the month, okay, but that are continuing, especially with this new moon earth energy. For a lot of you, I heard Spirit say, tell them to expect guides, random guides or teachers or messages to just pop up out of nowhere. So you may have a stranger who comes up to you and you have a little chit chat, and then they leave you. Maybe you think that you were doing something for them, but then you kind of sit there and you're like, I feel like that was supposed to happen. Or like, I feel like I felt good. I felt good energy in that like small interaction. Like it just feels like a spiritual opportunity for a second. You know what I mean? And it has you thinking. Or you're going to see a lot of messages pop up. That could be synchronicities, repeating numbers and things like that. It could be you come across a penny heads up, or you come across a feather. You're going to get, spirit guide, angel messages. And I kept hearing Spirit say, you're going to get visits from Spirit. You're going to get visits from Spirit. So I feel like some of you may actually have positive paranormal activity in that you may even notice things in your house move or fall, or things like lights, like, you turn the light off and then you turn right back around and it's on. So you're going to get these little messages where you're going to be like, Virgo's going to be like, okay, like, what was that? What I hear Spirit saying is don't be afraid. Okay. Be open to the spiritual journey. Okay. So May 6th through the 10th, Venus will be in your 8th house. So that's a little heavy too. I feel like for some of you Virgos, you're going to have some heavy karmatic relationships or karmatic debts that have to be paid, possibly from past. I feel like you are trying to improve upon your self-expression in regards to your relationships, romantic and not. I do believe, Mercury being, you're a child of Mercury. And I think a lot of times Virgos have a little bit harder time expressing themselves. And if you don't have a hard time expressing yourself as a Virgo, it's hard to have a message come across where people get it. I feel sometimes there's miscommunication where like you pour your heart out. You think that in your mind you understood it, and then the person's like, what'd you just say? Or like they don't understand it, and you're like, it was clear. Like it was so easy in my mind, but why aren't people getting me? So I feel like that may happen a little bit. For some of you, I do think like in relationships, there's going to be a reckoning period or healing period. I kept hearing like, and this could be just for like one person or one energy I'm feeling, but I kept seeing like boxing gloves, and I kept hearing somebody else say to you, square up, face things, square up. So if you're a Virgo who gets in physical fights, be very careful this month. Or I feel like there's going to be a few Virgos where somebody's going to like want to box you. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe you like do competitive MMA or boxing or fighting or something, or someone wants to fight you. I don't know. I don't understand that. I don't get that very often. But that's probably just for a select few of you. I don't know. And I heard Spirit saying to tell Virgo in your relationship, especially the love sector, this month, try not to avoid or resist or deny communication with your loved one, especially about hard topics in love. Be brave enough to open up and communicate to how you feel in the relationship, okay? The 10th through the 15th is going to be very productive for you, and you're going to be very practical because the sun will be in Taurus, which is another earth energy, in your 9th house of higher mind. So the mid-month is probably going to be the best time for you to actually get things done, do school, do work, you're on top of your game, not too much stress, emotional, relationship, family, home life. It's just going to be a very earthly, practical, get things done type of moment for you. And then once you see the calm and the storm, okay, the airplane metaphor, then it's going to get turbulent again because we're going to have on May 18th, the full moon in Scorpio, water sign, in your third house of mind. So you're going to have some intense emotional and mental energy coming through towards the end of the month with the full moon. So just be mindful of that. And remember, try to use that information I gave you in the intuitive read a little bit earlier in trying to quickly redirect turbulence, but don't overcorrect, especially at the full moon. Okay. The 22nd through the 24th, Mars is going to be in Cancer in your 11th house of friends. And I heard spirit, I saw a hand, and you were putting out your hand for somebody else. And they looked like they were sad. They were sorrow. I just felt sorrow for them. And you felt very compassionate. Like, I'm here for you. Maybe I can't help fix the situation, but just know I'm here. So I really feel for a lot of you Virgos, towards the end of the month, you're going to be a very important person in somebody else's life. And I think it's going to be a close friend of yours, where you're going to really be helping a friend cope with something or heal through something, or just you're going to just be there to be supportive. You could be someone, and this could be very specific, but you could be a Virgo who actually helps somebody off of a ledge or a bridge, okay? Somebody who is very depressed and contemplating not happy things. And I think you might be a person who talks them down from that because you're so calm and practical and compassionate that they genuinely believe every word you say. So just be mindful of that. You could really make a difference at the end of the month. Finally, the 29th through the 30th, Mercury will be in Gemini in your 10th house of career, which will square with Neptune in Pisces in your 7th house of relationships, and then will oppose Jupiter and Sagittarius in your 4th house of home and family. So again, a little bit more turbulence towards the end of the month, a little bit chaotic. And that's when I heard Spirit say you're going to have a little bit of a hard time expressing yourself because there's so much energy going on. You've got air energy, water energy, and fire energy all mix in, relationships, home and family, career. So the end of the month is you're going to have to really plug through it and kind of buckle up, Virgo. Buckle up for the airplane ride, okay? All right. I hope those channeled intuitive messages and planetary information help you. And let's see, Virgo, if those messages pop up in your tarot reading for the month of May. All right. So timestamp me. I'm getting ready for the tarot reading for Virgo for May 2019. All right, Virgo. Woo. Some of you are going to say, I think you shuffled the deck already, but it's a feeling, my friends. It's a feeling. All right, here we go. Whew. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for Virgo for the month of May 2019? Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Okay, that one fell first. Okay. Oh, there's Venus popping up. Okay, let's go with the first ones. Your overall energy for the month of May, Virgo, is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I love this card in reverse. Okay, here's why. In the upright, and again, this is Earth energy. Okay, so Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Okay, and we're starting the month with a new moon in Taurus, and Virgo, you are an Earth sign, so this is definitely your energy. But in the upright, the 5 of Pentacles is like I was saying, sorrow, emotion, sadness, feeling left out, feeling misunderstood, feeling not a part of the team, left out, poverty, your health isn't good, mentally and physically, you're out in the cold, people are shunning you. This card is just not a very happy card. It kind of, to me, expresses it's a cruel world. Every time I see the 5 of Pentacles, I think of that Phil Collins song. Is it called Paradise? From the 80s. How does it go? Man out in the streets. Homelessness, not having adequate food, and shelter. But Virgo, it's in the reverse. Okay, so this could mean a few things for you for this month. It could mean that maybe you're a Virgo who's finally getting on your feet. Maybe you were homeless, or you weren't living in the best area, or you didn't have a lot of money, or you could barely cover all your bills. But finally, that's turning around. Like, you're coming out of this turbulent time in your life. Maybe if you were in a relationship with somebody else where you broke up, or you felt left out in the cold, or they weren't treating you right, that's starting to turn around. Okay. It's kind of like whatever turbulence you've been having in any aspect of your life is starting to change its route. And this is really wonderful overall energy for Virgo for the month of May. I think it's really positive. The next card, we have Justice, Major Arcana. Justice is Libra. So Virgo, you could be also dealing with a Libra. Okay. In the upright, this could mean that you're dealing with legal things. Okay. It could mean you feel like, justice is being served, or feelings that, things aren't being done fairly. It's all about balance with the scales. And the fact that it's right next to the Empress, but this was in the reverse. So the fact that it's right next to the Empress, which is a very divine feminine card. It's the card of Venus. I also associate this with earth energy, and grounding, and foundation, and fertility, and development, and new beginnings. I kind of interpret this as something from the past, that justice wasn't being, something was not done fairly to you. Okay. You were left out in the cold. Something happened that wasn't fair. Okay. But now the tables are turning. Okay. And I think this is where the karma is coming in. It could be potentially good karma for you, bad karma for somebody else, because we're going to the Empress. So I think for you, this is communicating you're going from this bad situation that maybe was done to you. Okay. And, it wasn't quite fair. And now you're getting good. Now you're getting good karma back. And you have new, fresh, fertile beginnings. You're feeling very compassionate and nurturing. This could also be how other people are viewing you this month. Remember, I talked about you potentially having the opportunity to help other people this month, so they can see you as a very nurturing type of person. But I also feel like this is just new, solid foundations and beginnings for you in the month of May. All right. Spirit, what other messages do you have for Virgo in the month of May? Spirit, what messages do you have for Virgo in the month of May? All right. Let's do one more. Here we go. All righty. All righty. All right. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Okay, turbulence, like I said, Virgo. Okay, so here we go. So the next card after the Empress is the Queen of Cups, okay? So you could be dealing with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. But I do feel like this connects with that full moon in Scorpio, where you're going to be feeling intense emotions, intense mental difficulties. But I think you're going to handle it well, because the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive, energy. She has her emotions in control. She thinks, but she doesn't think coldly like an air sign, or quickly and abruptly and harsh like a fire sign. She goes with the flow, and she's very calm, and she's very delicate. The water around her is very smooth and crystal clear. So I feel like with this new beginning, you're very emotionally mature, or just emotionally ready for whatever undertaking is going to happen for the month of May going forward. Next to the Queen of Cups is the Page of Wands. So that's fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. This could be that Aries energy in Mercury in your 8th house of death and rebirth. There's a lot of things coming to an end for you, but look at this. There's a lot of new beginnings. So I think that this kind of goes with Aries being in your 8th house of death and rebirth, because something's ending, so new beginnings can happen. Okay, new beginnings can happen. You're going to possibly get a message, maybe from a fire sign, or a message is going to come in about a new beginning. And with this energy, I really feel like as a Virgo, this is what I was talking about with your self-expression. You're finally feeling more confident. You're feeling more passionate about putting yourself out there into the world. Whereas before you may have felt a little bit vulnerable and you kind of secluded yourself because you didn't want to deal with the harshness of the world and people. They could be really cold and hard and make you feel like this in the past. But now you're finally getting a little bit more strength and you're a little bit more passionate. You're like, no, this is who I am. I'm proud to be who I am. And I'm going to assert myself out into the world a little bit more. So it's like you being confident and positive, but you have a very youthful energy when it comes about it. Pages are a little bit more younger. So that's beautiful. And this page is being hugged by 2 queens. The queen right after it is the Queen of Swords. So, this is a queen who doesn't take crap from anybody, but this is also a queen who has her ducks in a row when it comes to mental thoughts and communication. She is able to articulate exactly what she needs to say, and she does so with precision, but she also does it directly, okay? And she knows how to balance that the effortlessness in communication, but the directness to get her point across. So I think it's really lovely that you kind of have this cup, fire, air energy. You have 2 queens hugging this page who's very passionate. So your energy is very strong this month, and I feel very balanced. And it's kind of like, I kind of see this page as being the character in that vision when I was connecting with spirit of crossing that bridge, right? You're going from this, new beginning, this emotional depth, trying to figure out, okay, I really feel this way about myself. How do I put myself out into the world? And then you start adventuring out. And then finally you get to this point where you have more confidence and now you're assertive and you're like, hello, everybody. My name is blank and I'm a Virgo and I am put on this planet for a reason. And so here I am, and you may do it a little awkwardly. But you're totally in your being and you're proud of yourself. I feel like inside you feel very proud of yourself. Like it's major for you. Other people may not see it, but for you, you know how hard it was to just get to that point. It's kind of like when you're at a meeting and someone's like, does anybody have ideas? And everyone looks around. And of course you have the few people who always talk and always stand up and they're very extroverted and comfortable. And you're that person that like never spoke up in a meeting. And then finally, when they go, okay, what's everyone's opinions? And you finally stand up and go, well, I think X, Y, and Z. And everyone's like, oh, he spoke. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of feel like that's a little bit of the energy. Now, kind of ending the reading is a little bit interesting. So let's explore some of the cards that came after the Queen of Swords. So next we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, again, air energy, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. You could definitely be dealing with a Libra considering Justice is on the board. And you have 2 air signs right here. But the Ace of Swords could be like communication not being had, missing a message that was important, or potentially something that you finally say doesn't come across well to somebody else. But looking at the cards next, I think it's going to paint a little bit of a different story. So then we have Capricorn on the board. We have Major Arcana again. We have the Devil card. Next to the Devil card, we have the Chariot in reverse, Major Arcana. We have Cancer on the board. And then we end the reading with the 3 of Swords. Okay? So, there's a lot of different energies I'm feeling for this storyline. The first one I'm feeling is someone was not fair to you. You were in a karmatic relationship. They really put you out in the cold and put you in positions where you weren't successful. You couldn't truly be who you were. You broke away from that for a minute and started to nurture yourself spiritually, intuitively, emotionally, passionately, mentally, okay? And you came back to them maybe, or you came at them more strong and confident, and they still shot you down. Maybe they left you, okay, and you tried to come back and say, look, I'm new and improved, and they were like, I just don't want to be with you. I'm kind of hearing like, I'm not into you. I don't want to be with you. And something about, if you are in a love situation, okay, this is not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel for some of you Virgos, you are either in a relationship or in love with somebody, or in an in again, out again relationship, or in this like question mark situation where you don't know really what the status is with this person. But I think that they keep you from progressing in your light. They keep you from being successful. Okay, they keep you from being successful. They keep you poor. They keep you low vibration. They're not very fair to you. And they're probably put into your life for a karmatic reason, to see if you are going to rise above that, or if you're going to allow other people to oppress you and keep you down. Okay, I just kind of feel like they use you. It's almost like this narcissistic, not twin. I don't feel like they're your twin flame. It's like a karmatic relationship. They're very narcissistic, but there's this, and this is kind of where it comes with the intuitive reading, Virgo, about you looking at relationships and love so idealistically, where you need to kind of come down and see it for what it is, practical, look at the red flags. I think that you, in this relationship, feel a connection, and it could be a false connection. Or you feel for some reason that you owe it to this person to be with them, or they manipulate you mentally, verbally into thinking that you need to stay with them. And they're really good at playing the game, as in like pushing you out, but keeping you close enough to where you come back. They know you're not as confident when it comes to opening up in relationships, so they know that you probably won't move on very quickly. And they know this, and they utilize that, and they just kind of hover, okay? But in regards to this situation, for some of you, I don't see it progressing. I don't see it moving forward. And this could be either they don't want to move forward with you, or you start to see their true colors and you don't want to move forward, or it's kind of like you're like, stop, And this too is also like, when I was looking at that plane, this is to me Mayday, like danger. The plane is going to crash. The plane is going to go into flames. Like, there's just bad energy. There's turbulence, right? And you need to quickly correct this situation, okay? And I think right now you have that power. You have the power with the Empress, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Swords. You have it. Maybe you don't want to hear the honest truth about the relationship. Maybe other people are pointing out to you, the little things that are sticking out with this individual, and you just are so idealistic about the relationship that you're not listening to the truth. Or maybe someone's trying to tell you the truth and you're not listening, potentially. But ultimately, this situation, okay, probably towards the end of the month, could potentially, okay, because we all have free will, we can make changes, right? Could end in heartache, okay? Three of Swords, this person could be not very honest with if they're with other people. I mean, it could be a third party situation. I'm not so much feeling that. I just feel as though that they're going to, this is your heart, and they're sticking you with daggers, verbal daggers. They don't speak to you very nicely. They don't communicate effectively. There's some manipulation, narcissism going down. I also just got this for some people. Be very careful when you're traveling. Okay, I saw the airplane, and now I'm kind of looking at this different. Travel, for some of you, just if you are going to travel, especially long distance, be so sure you've got to do this. Be cognizant that you know all exits, that you know how to react in a dangerous situation. Because I kind of feel too like here's the clouds and the air. Travel and negative energy. I don't want to put the energy in the atmosphere, but this reads to me as like an accident, an automobile accident, a plane accident, three people, or at 3 o'clock, or something with a 3. Okay, so, and that's very specific, so that's not going to resonate with everybody. But overall, Virgo, I would say 75% of this reading is very positive. But there's some little hiccup here that I'm concerned about for you. So just be aware of that, okay? All right, let's clarify these messages. Spirit, help me clarify the messages on the table for Virgo for the month of May 2019. Spirit, help me clarify these messages for Virgo for the month of May. Okay, what's this 5 of Pentacles in reverse? 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Thank you. Okay. Being patient. Okay. You were out in the cold for a very long time. Okay. And with that, you learned a lot of patience, because I don't think, since this was a pentacle, it was a long time coming that took you out of this situation or this environment. And through that, even though it was hard and it was adverse, this adversity taught you patience. It also taught you how to appreciate when, gifts are given to you. Okay. Notice she's growing a plant over time. It's kind of like this Empress vibe. It's kind of like the world has, in a sense, gifted you seeds to nurture yourself and to flourish and to have new beginnings, because you've gone through so much adversity. Okay. This Justice in reverse. Okay. You have truth. Truth. Okay. There's some truth that was kept from you. And I feel this with the Justice in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. And you've been seeking truth, but it's been very hard to come by. It could be a Libra keeping truth away from you, or another air sign. You do have a lot of air in your reading. Okay. Next with the Empress is your base chakra, and it's open. So that's wonderful. And it kind of goes with the Empress, the base chakra. So maybe if you're a Virgo who has been trying to get pregnant or wants to have children, or start a family, seeing the Empress with the base chakra, clarifying it, is a very positive sign that family and fertility is going in a good direction, or it would be a yes to your question in that regard. Okay, the next card that came out, okay, would be clarifying the Queen of Cups. Okay, and you got passion ignited, number 1. So it's really interesting. This is very mirroring, she's holding a cup. She's holding a cup. Although, yes, there's flames here, and the word ignited, I kind of feel like your emotions are finally ignited within yourself. You're feeling more in your element to express yourself freely. And I think you're a little bit more braver to feel emotions deeply. Okay, so I think that that's really wonderful. Okay. 1 second, please. Alrighty. What is this Page of Wands coming towards Virgo? What's this message for Virgo coming in? Message for Virgo for me. Page of Wands. Message for Virgo. Message for Virgo. What is the message? Heartache and loss. I'm sorry, Virgo. Not cool. The Page of Wands is about passion. It is a fire energy. It could be about relationships. And the truth of the fact is that you could have heartache and loss. And with this 3 of Swords at the end, too, this could just be remember, Spirit in your intuitive reading saying that they're going to give you messages. Maybe that is the message, that with this relationship, you need to be strong, like the Queen, to call it as it is and speak the truth about the relationship and not be in denial. Remember, Spirit said to avoid avoiding things or resisting or denying things that are truly happening. Excuse me. All right, what is this Ace of Swords in reverse? What is this Ace of Swords in reverse? Okay. Throat chakra. Okay, Ace of Swords in reverse. Your throat chakra is open, but somebody else is being dishonest. Someone's not telling you the truth, especially next to the devil. Someone's lying to you. And that's what's going to cause you heartache and loss. Because Virgos, you have such an idealistic way and you give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Definitely. What is this Devil card? Okay. Someone's trying to block your intuition. Okay, you have potentially gifts that just aren't unearthed yet, just haven't developed yet. And, you know, the devil is going to try to put out anybody's light. So this person is trying to use communication as a means to keep you in this low vibration and keep you from ascending to your highest potential. And I think a lot of Virgos do have intuition deep in you. I mean, think of the Hermit card. But this person's trying to keep you down. They're trying to keep you from transforming into your higher self. Okay. And they're trying to keep you away from having new beginnings without them, because they know if you move on and have new beginnings and you transform and use your intuition, you're going to be stronger than them. And they don't like it. It's almost like they're jealous, envious. They just really deep down don't want to see you be successful. It's just like they just don't like to see people have good things. I don't know. It's super weird. Chariot card for Virgo. What's the Chariot card in reverse? Conflict and defeat. Yeah, conflict and defeat here at the end. Chariot in reverse. It's interesting because he's moving forward, but I think he's moving away. And I think this is you. You're going to feel conflicted and defeated in the situation, and you're going to be moving away from somebody. You're not going to be moving forward with the relationship. It's almost like you're going in reverse. Okay? Away from them. Because the stairs, and look, people are supposed to go up, but you're going away from it. Okay. And what is this Three of Swords for Virgo? Three of Swords. Final outcome. What's the final energy here with this Three of Swords for Virgo? Three of Swords for Virgo. Okay. Rejoice in celebration. Three of Cups in reverse. No. Could be a third party. We've got 3 and 3. Remember I said about threes, lots of threes? Be mindful. You might be seeing synchronicities. Okay. But this heartache, this conflict defeat, you're not going to be rejoicing or celebrating with this person potentially. Or I think you might find out that there's a third party involved. And that is going to hurt. I mean, this guy literally looks like he has 3 swords in the heart. He is hunched over in his heart. I just feel like his heart chakra is in so much pain. Okay. I know that got a little bit not happy at the end, Virgo. But if you know me, when I do my readings, I read the cards how they fall, how they feel. I'm not going to force positivity when the energy I feel is not positive. I feel for you. There's a lot of growth here for you, and be proud of that. You've worked so hard, but I do feel for a lot of you, you're still going through something that is in regards to your relationships and your love. Okay. I don't really feel a lot of family vibes or a lot of career going on. I think what's really on your mind is love and relationships for the month of May. And with that, we're going to figure out what lesson is Virgo needing to learn for May, or what lesson is Virgo learning for May. So what lesson does Virgo need to learn, or what lesson is Virgo learning for May? What lesson is Virgo learning? Lesson for Virgo. What lesson is Virgo learning? Funny. Funny. Okay. So the abundance was in the reverse and imagination was in the upright. So imagination, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So I think that that's what's positive for you, Virgo. That's what's working for you. You are doing so well with your self-expression and your thinking and your emotions. And I think now you're starting to really play with your other skills and talents, especially in regards to imagination and creativity. And you're really nourishing the creative aspect of yourself. And that kind of goes with the Empress. And that also kind of goes with the Queen of Cups. You're nourishing and embracing creative aspects of your mind. So that, I think that that's what's working for you. That's the lesson that you're getting. Okay. Now this abundance one may be the one that you're having to figure out. In the it says, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical world. Okay. This is definitely an earth energy type vibe of a card. Maybe you're feeling a little bit defeated and you feel like, you don't have good luck. And I feel like you may be saying a lot of negative things, maybe not out loud, but just to yourself, especially regarding the situation or if this relationship applies to you, Virgo. And because of that, just know the more we think negative thoughts, the more we think we can't, the more the universe is going to reciprocate that thought, the more it's going to put turbulence in our life and roadblocks and people who are negative energies. Okay. So really focus on this month about positive affirmations, saying, feeling, and thinking positive things for yourself so you can manifest those straight into your life. Okay. And one more card for Virgo before I let you go. Okay. Using the notes from the universe on abundance. Universe, what message does Virgo need to hear right now? Spirit, what message does Virgo need to hear right now? Universe, give me a message for Virgo for the month of May. Message for Virgo. 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 Virgo needs that many messages? Okay. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. Because I talked to you in the intuitive reading that I saw the cherry blossoms. I saw more of the oriental type feeling. And even though it didn't look just like this, it kind of reminds me of it. It kind of has that, with the lily pads and the water. It just kind of reminds me of what I was seeing for you when I was meditating on your sign. Definitely there was a pond in that image. So what the universe needs to say to you, Virgo, is this. I'm sorry, but concerning your dream job, did you want a salary, royalties, commissions, or all three? How many weeks vacation are you expecting? Are you willing to share the New York apartment? Oh, and should your London assistant speak French, or will your French be sufficient by then? Helps to be really clear. Necesse pas? That's French, and I do not know how to say this. I think this has to do with you being so idealistic. Maybe you have your expectations are very high, especially in regards to the situation or your love life. And because they're so high, you easily get let down. Okay. This also could speak to your career. Maybe you're being too picky when it comes to looking for a new job or your dream job, and you're really wanting it to have this salary, this royalties, this commission. I want this many days of vacation because I want to buy this wonderful apartment. And then maybe you're a Virgo who notices for a long time you've been out in the cold and no job offers or no opportunities because you've had, and it's just because you're idealistic and you want the best for yourself, but maybe you need to be a little bit more open and maybe be satisfied with taking, 5 of 10 of the things that you want when it comes to, say, a job or a relationship. Okay? All right, Virgo. I hope that these messages resonated with you. If they did, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Please also leave your comments. I would love to hear how these messages resonated with you personally. Don't forget the contest going on, and don't forget the information regarding the Mother's Day deal going on. Please, too, if you are on social media, on Instagram or Facebook, follow me or add me on those social media platforms. All that information is in the description box below. So, Virgo, I'm sending you strength and courage and nourishment in developing who you truly are and being able to express yourself in the situation or in your relationships or with just the world in general. And thank you so much for watching. And Virgo, I look forward to seeing you in June. Have a great rest of your month.